Girls of Reddit, what makes a guy creepy? When a guy won't give you your space, even when you implicitly or explicitly make it clear that you want your space, without giving too many details. When I was younger, this sweet guy became creepy to me because he wouldn't leave me alone, even when I said I wanted time to myself. If they can't respect your boundaries, get out and fast. Edit. For context, this happened when we were kids, but it still applies. I told the guy outright to leave me alone. At first saying I want to be alone for now. Eventually, I told him to just leave me alone outright. And it took more dodging on my part for him to get the message. I get he was a lonely kid, but this made him go from sweet but lonely kid to kid I was trying to avoid. Constant, uninterrupted staring. Or when they get way too close to you when talking and kinda hover over top of you. When they consistently ask you out, after about 3 times it gets excessive and creepy, plus if they try to contact you through more than 2 platforms then it is creepy as well. No self-awareness or notion of personal boundaries, like when guys follow you around public places or follow you home intentionally and don't seem to understand what is really unsettling about that. I don't know if it is because I live in a big city, but this is surprisingly common. Guy, go out with me? Nah, no thanks. I'm married guy, so. By far one of my least favorite interactions. Also staring. Uninterrupted staring. It's worse if they don't even come talk to you. Makes me scared they're just going to follow me. Telling me personal things about myself. I had a guy at my old job mention that I took a different route to work one morning. Then he said a mix of letters and numbers. When I asked what that meant, he said that's your license plate, right? Another time he was standing behind me at the time clock and said my clock and code before I entered it. Also he cornered me in a room and tried to kiss me. It was so awkward because his wife was my supervisor and I was his superior. I was the nurse and he was the CNA. On top of that, I was a new nurse and not at all comfortably in my role yet. I ended up telling my co-workers to keep us apart and make sure he didn't follow me into rooms after that last part. Very creepy. When guys try to separate you from your friends, like you're in a group and a guy suddenly pushes his way in and blocks you off. When they don't take no for an answer. Repeatedly trying to pursue you after you've told them you're not interested. When you can tell they don't look at you like a person, but like a conquest. I have this guy at work who's a little weird, but every time he talks to me, it's like his preconceptions of who I am and what I think are all he sees. It's annoying. Blocking exits. Please leave me a path to get away from you if I want to. When if you don't reply immediately he gets sad or needs something from you or texts to make you feel bad. Speaking from personal experience. When much older men think that all the young women want to have sex with them. I have worked with a few men like this and it really creeps me out, especially when they look at a young woman and lick their lips. When they just stand like really close to me when I'm just trying to talk, or asking a lot of questions about my personal life when I hardly know them. Also watching me walk by then whispering to their buddies all around them. That really freaks me out. Telling me his friend told him to buy a really nice gift for if I kissed him at the end of the date, and no gift if I didn't kiss him after the date. This was a long time ago, and before he said that I thought we were hanging out as friends. Wasn't interested at all to begin with, but that just creeped me right out. Not giving up after you said no more than once. If he follows you everywhere and tries to sniff you or touch you. Saying hey cutie. And then giving all sorts of insults from hot to prude when I say I'm not interested. Especially when they don't realize that I, a very white girl, am not fluent in Spanish. But I know enough to know when they are calling me a skinny whore in Spanish. I live in southern Texas. The fundamental root of all creepiness is not treating you like a fellow person. Creeps are the people who read Picupittis books and memorize a game plan, so where they see women like a puzzle that can be solved with the correct algorithm to unlock the sex prize inside. When they talk to you, you can see the gears turning inside their head as they apply what you are saying to their strategy and pick some planned response that usually steers the conversation towards sex. They will never have a conversation that involves actually empathizing with or understanding you, or expressing their own genuine feelings, and hoping you'll understand them. They just want to steer you towards saying what they want you to say. When a man starts checking you out while he's right next to his girlfriend or wife, this gets the creepy stamp of approval from me. Asking for nudes. When he doesn't have good boundaries or doesn't take no. If you don't know them. Staring at you for too long. Trying to hold your hand. Insisting on showing you something or taking you somewhere. Big red flag. Touching you, like, not accidentally, on your belly / back / close to private parts. Still flirting, or trying at least, after you've rejected them / declined / told them you have a boyfriend. Bonus point if they keep trying, if you are a lesbian, and just told them that you literally have a girlfriend. Close bracket. When a guy's pushy, flirting, whatever. But it bugs me when I'm having a good conversation and the guy suddenly is trying to meet up, or is trying to get nudes like fuck off. Making inappropriate / sexual jokes when there was absolutely no need for it. Repeatedly calling us beautiful and comparing us to other women we know. Sure, it's cute if you're already in a relationship. But when you're not, it's actually really creepy. Especially if it's multiple times in one day. Seriously, please like and subscribe, and comment something nice for your favorite Reddit slave. Putting their hand on your lower back, or side as they move around you, or to let you know they are there. I don't even care when a coworker occasionally touches my butt or boob at work, when it's clearly an accident, because we all work in close proximity. Doing it on purpose however, to only the young girls, instead of using your voice or a touch to the shoulder to alert of your presence is intrusive, unnecessary, and alarming. Acting like you're a different person if you have a push-up bra or makeup on. Double if they only notice you or treat you nicely that way. The creepy lines. I will mention I rode horses I've heard in response I bet you rode those horses real good while licking their lips and winking. A mix of what they say and demeanor. Developing feelings too quickly. I understand what it's like to be a person who falls hard for people. But there's a line. Like when you're talking to someone on a dating website. You've only exchanged 3 messages and the guy says he loves you. That or guys who try to give you shoulder rubs. No random man. I don't want you to touch me. Being pushy after being repeatedly rejected. Refusing to take no as an answer. Hovering above or close to me for absolutely no reason. Usually a co-worker situation. Continuously making comments about me or my body. Aka giving me a compliment. I smile and say thank you. Then going on and on about how cute I am, and how tiny I am, and how it's very attractive, and then saying I'm just saying so don't think you're not cute, when I was just saying thanks. Close bracket. More, insisting girls are all bitches, and that I'm the only nice one when really I'm just scared to be blunt or forward, because you clearly are taking out your frustrations on me, and then immediately flirting. These are specific for a reason. Saying things like women like this, and women don't like this, as if we are a hive mind, and you happen to know women's experiences better than them. I automatically assume you will get angry at me, and start yelling or creeping, if I breathe wrong. And cause a ruckus in public, if I tell you to leave me alone. Listen, I won't pretend to know the pros and cons of being a lad. If you don't pretend to know the pros and cons of being a lass, it's complex. It varies per person. And if you have trouble getting in with the entirety of a group of people of the same sex, it's totally on you. It's a multitude of aspects, and a lot of people have touched on some of the points. Another point is the nice guy expectations. There's a fine line between caring for your friends and, creepily, trying to take care of a girl. The difference is often in the intent. If you are nice to someone for any reason other than like common decency and basic care that you would give to any other person, it's creepy, awkward and heavy with ultimatum. Leaving notes on the windshield of your car. I have had at least a handful of guys do this, and let me tell you it is not cute. It is not endearing. It is not airy. It is. However, have creeped me enough to know what my car looks like, where my house is, where I work, and where I do my grocery shopping. Not knowing your audience. Whether something is appropriate or not depends a lot on where you are and who you're with. Something that would be totally appropriate with your buddies can be inappropriate in a mixed social situation. For example, my brother-in-law shared a story about a woman who used her own vaginal yeast to brew beer. Would have been an interesting story for some friends at the bar. However, it was super fucking creepy at the annual family reunion. Not being able to tell what isn't appropriate is creepy. Not respecting boundaries, not listening and not treating you like an equal human being are my top 3 red flags. Respecting boundaries means they don't invade your personal space. Common rules of society are followed, and they don't keep pushing to touch, interact, initiate conversation or relationship. If you are hovering around me, trying to distance me from safety or my friends, keep staring at me, following me after I say no, etc., you are a creep to me. I sense danger, and I'm uncomfortable with this. Stop touching me. No hugging. Get away. Listening is a crucial skill in general, but tells me whether or not I want to be near you, or if you respect me. Not listening or treating my opinions as valid means you are probably not someone who understands no, and may try to manipulate or hurt me. I'm not a piece of meat, a potential lay or someone's property. Respect me as your equal and human. The scariest creeps don't seem to see you as human. You are their object, something to chase. Fourth, that isn't always the case is a lack of social awareness, or being oblivious of social rules, as it can lead to uncomfortable misunderstandings or much worse when combined with the other 3.